All right, top story, ED trouble coming in for the Gandhis in the National Herald money laundering case. In a major development, the Enforcement Directorate has filed a charge sheet against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. Along with Sonia and Rahul, the prosecution complaint submitted in Delhi's Rouse Avenue court also names Congress Overseas Chief Sam Pitroda, Suman, Dubey and others. The court will hear arguments on cognizance on April 25th. Congress has, of course, called it political vendetta targeting Sonia and Rahul Gandhi. The ED probe began in 2014 after a complaint by Subramanian Swamy, who alleged AGL properties worth over 2,000 crores were taken over for just 50 lakhs.
A very long time it is going on, and it's totally revengeful. Motilal Vora, they have filed charge sheet against Motilal Vora. Whether he will take out from grave or what. They have filed charge sheet against Oscar Fernandez. So where is Oscar Fernandez? From where he will bring before the court? It is all revengeful. Basically, Bharatiya Janata Party, they are scared of Gandhi Parivar and Congress Party. They have this strong feeling it is only Congress Party which is an alternative to Bharatiya Janata Party and may form the government. That is the reason. Revengefully, they are doing all this. What was Suman? His case was in 2008, after 17 years. You are summoning him. After 17 years, you have no evidence, no proof. So just you are defaming this Gandhi family, nothing else.
At this point of time, all I can see is another distraction tactic by the government while the country is burning over the Waqf issue, and also with Rahul Gandhi ji calling out in Gujarat. These are political optics. You have to keep the issue burning so that people have something to talk about. That's all I can say. It might sound like weak defense, but this is what has been happening in this country for the last so many years. That they keep bringing the Gandhis in the picture. They keep bringing Congress in the picture. I mean, if corruption was the issue, what happened to 3G, 4G? What happened to CAG? Why haven't you been able to have a conviction in 13 or 11 years of BJP rule yet?
But that's an expected sort of reaction coming from the Congress party, Rahul. In fairness, we need to go back to the merits of the case. The National Herald matter involves the takeover of the National Herald by a company called or a trust called Young Indians. Broadly, the entire assets shifted for a paltry sum to the control of the Nehru Gandhi family. If I recall correctly, the Nehru Gandhi family, with Sonia Gandhi and others, are possibly out on bail. Several related issues also, they did not get any legal sort of benefit, because after all, the matter had gone on before the Congress, before the income tax also. So the answer lies in the merits of the case, rather than just simply coming up with a statement that this is vendetta politics. Secondly, if a charge sheet is filed, then by due process, it will now go before a court. The court will then look at whether charges need to be framed, take cognizance of it. And that would be an opportunity for them to be able to legally point out, is there enough material that cognizance of the charges should not be taken? But given the history and what is in the public domain, that is something, while due process of court will decide on it, certainly there are several very difficult questions that they need to answer.
All right, there's lots of political opinion coming in at the back of it. The Congress understandably calling it political vendetta, diversionary tactics. The BJP saying that law is taking its course and the Gandhis will have to pay for what they have done. So these are the allegations there. We're going to go deeper into the merits of the case. We'll be joined by Munish in a short while from now. But I want to cut across to my colleague Moshmi, who's going to be shortly joined by Prithvi Raj Chavan, former Maharashtra Chief Minister. And Moshmi, it's very, it's interesting in a way because the entire Congress is now coming together to defend the Gandhis in this case. Some calling it political vendetta to diversionary tactics.
Absolutely, Preeti. You know, the timing of it all, the Congress is questioning the timing of this entire ED filing the charge sheet, saying that it is state-sponsored crime at large. And clearly, you know, they smell a rat there, saying that the Bihar elections are around the corner. The center is cornered by the entire upping the ante of Rahul Gandhi over the caste census and perhaps not finding any relevant issue to hit back at the opposition leaders. Now, yet again, the state machinery is being misused grossly. And clearly, if you see, remember, Preeti, last time round in 2022, when ED had summoned Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi had gone hammer and tongs, rallying, telling in rallies how the ED officials didn't have anything to ask him. They just kept offering him water, kept him for hours, asking him the same questions, clearly driven by his master's voice. And that's one reason that we see that the Congress from all quarters is now giving multiple reactions. We've seen Jairam Ramesh go to social media and slam the government and the ED over the entire prosecution.
What's going to be the political defense, you know, in all of this, Maushmi? Because, of course, the case is going to take its legal course. But what is the Congress which it will do in days to come to build a political defense where they try and bolster their case, where they call it vendetta?
Right, Preeti. You know, this is a very raw nerve of the Congress, yet the Congress knows that Sonia Gandhi targeted, they can turn it into an entire emotional campaign of how Sonia Gandhi, you know, has been singled out in this one, and how the Gandhi family, in fact, with Rahul Gandhi also being named in the charge sheet, is being singled out. And if you see in the last time round, when Rahul Gandhi's membership of the parliament was annulled, at that point of time, you know, the Congress reaped political dividends out of the fact that Rahul Gandhi said his house was taken away and he was being solely singled out just because he was speaking against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So that's the key focus of the Congress. They will build on the fact that we are the chief opposition, we are the ones who criticize Prime Minister Narendra Modi unhindered, fearlessly, and that's why the Congress's top leadership being targeted this way. We saw last time round how Mallikarjun Kharge, you know, went all out, you know, even going to the National Herald's office in Delhi, you know, that has now been chaspared. So clearly, they are not going to take it lying down and turn it into a political war.
All right, so they're going to turn it into a political war of sorts. But, Maushmi, there has to also, you know, there's a political front which one can see already play out, where the entire Congress leadership coming together to defend the Gandhis on this, calling it political vendetta. And we know how this is going to play out. But there will also be a legal purview in all of it. And many would suggest, you know, that would need to come out sharper in terms of what is their defense on the charges that have been made by the ED. What is it that the Congress is saying? What is it that the Gandhis say in terms of appropriation of that property where the National Herald case is concerned, which they allegedly, of course, these are all allegations, bought for something as, you know, for peanuts, literally.
That's right, Preeti. You know, perhaps the legal front will be the front that they will have to work out very meticulously, and that's why they would have the best team of lawyers to put forth their case. Remember that the Supreme Court repeatedly has refused to quash the entire matter, and it was the Supreme Court that in fact gave them bail but refused to quash the entire case. So there was some grounds to which the ED was handed over that entire investigation, and you know, we had several calls.
1 second, don't keep putting me on air when we don't know.
So that the legal front will have to be worked threadbare, and the Congress has given that argument that this is an absolutely bogus case that has been built out of thin air, like the cases that were in fact you know, built during the UPA 2 era, and that's one reason that this won't stick, like the 2G scam or the Commonwealth Games scam, they never stuck in the court. This one will also not stick in the court because Rahul Gandhi himself has claimed that there has been no benefit of 1 penny in the entire matter, and the entire matter is just plain vendetta.
I'm going to just cut you short. Let's listen into Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who's, of course, putting forth the defense of the Gandhis in this charge sheet. Listen in.
By the persons, including the former Congress President Sonia Gandhi ji. I think the government, by such matters, is only exposing itself and its campaign of political vendetta, because there is absolutely nothing in this case in a legal sense.
Okay, so that's Abhishek Manu Singhvi. I want to cut across to my colleague Shrishti Oja, who's joining us. You heard what the political implications of this is for the Congress and the kind of defense they are building politically. What could be the legal implication of this, Shrishti? Would you take us through?
Well, pretty legally speaking, this is quite an important, very crucial step as far as the case against Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi in the National Herald matter is concerned. ED has filed a prosecution complaint, which itself is a very major step as far as the criminal procedure regarding any case is concerned. In this particular case, money laundering allegations have been made against Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Sam Pitroda in the charge sheet. Another important step would be the issue of cognizance, when the court will consider taking cognizance of this charge sheet on 25th April. Now, firstly, the court will have to hear the arguments that will be put forth by the ED explaining the charges that it is invoking against the Gandhis, the offences that it's claiming they have committed, and also the evidence based on which such charges are being raised against the Gandhis in their charge sheet. After hearing the arguments of both sides, the court would then take a call whether or not there's a prima facie case made in this particular case to even take cognizance of the prosecution complaint. Once that happens, the court will decide to summon the accused in the matter, in this particular case being Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Sam Pitroda. So on 25th April, we will have to see what the court, the view that the court will take after going through the details of the charge sheet and the offences which the ED will try to make out against the accused in this case. Not just that, the court has also specifically asked to be provided with the case diaries, considering the matter has been going on.
Quickly let you go. Would you very simply, for our viewers, break it down shortly on what is it that the Gandhis are charged of and what can we expect in days to come?
Well, Preeti, we're talking about the ED's probe in this case, which had formally begun in 2021 based on a private complaint back from 2014. There are accusations that have been made against Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and other leaders of basically orchestrating a fraud takeover of AGL's properties, which according to them is estimated to be worth of over 2,000 crores through Young Indian for a nominal sum of rupees 500 lakh. So in short, money laundering allegations have been made. These allegations have now also been formalized by filing this particular charge sheet against Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Sam Pitroda. The court will now have to consider this charge sheet that has been filed by the ED. After arguments happen before the court with regard to cognizance, the court decides whether or not it will take cognizance of this particular prosecution complaint. If it decides to take cognizance, it will then have to summon the accused, which in this case are Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Sam Pitroda, who will have to appear before the court and mark their appearance. After that, the filing of charge sheet basically in a way implies a shift from the investigation process to the judicial process, because till now the investigating agencies was conducting the investigation. Now the matter has reached the court where the judicial process in a way will be started. Accused will have to come before court. The legal teams will have to argue before court. And as the process goes, once this process takes place, eventually we'll also see the trial go on forward, given the court decides to take cognizance of this particular prosecution complaint, where eventually as part of the trial, we also see arguments and framing of charges. Then the court decides which charges are eventually to be framed against the accused concerned. And then further in the trial, we see the court decide on whether there has to be a conviction or an acquittal. But as of now, July 25th April would be an important day to see what arguments the ED will put forth before the court, because it will in most likelihood lay down in detail the offences and also the allegations that it has made against these accused in its charge sheet, and also whether or not the court will decide to take cognizance of this particular prosecution complaint. Back to you.
All right, Srishti, appreciate you joining us with those details. Now, while all of this goes on, viewers expect a solid amount of political posturing, and that's going to come and already started from both sides of the divide, be it the BJP or the Congress party.